So I was back asleep and or laying in bed, not really asleep, and just spending some time with the Lord. And I began to hear him speak to me concerning President-elect Trump, and all of the frenzied activity surrounding the electoral vote, all of the huffing and the puffing of the enemy to try to bring some kind of a hindrance to his being officially voted in by the electoral college tomorrow, and any other hindrance that the enemy may try to stir up between now and the day that he is officially inaugurated. I know some of you have been dealing with some concerns about that. I've received messages asking if I'm worried about it at all, and of course I've responded that I'm not worried, but me saying I'm not worried and me giving you the word of the Lord as he gives it to me is two very different things. So if you will remember, a couple of weeks ago, the Lord gave me a word concerning winds of change, and I got on here and I did a couple of videos. He even gave me a spontaneous song that I shared about giving way to his winds of change. I spoke this word at one of the local churches on this bayou about winds of change. And in one of the videos, I specifically said that these winds of change are not only for this bayou, but also winds of change were sweeping across this nation. And this is what I heard the Lord speak just 3 minutes ago. That he said that there are no contrary winds that the enemy stirs up that will be able to be any hindrance, that will be able to be a hindering force against the winds of change that have been released from heaven itself. These winds of change are from heaven. Heaven has released this wind, and the change that these winds of change are destined to are purposed to bring about, those changes will come to pass. And there are no contrary winds, no huffing and puffing. Earlier this evening, he brought to me this analogy of, I thought about the story of the 3 little pigs, which I haven't thought about in forever. And I heard this phrase: you can huff and you can puff, but you will not hinder this election, because heaven has voted. And then just a few minutes ago, he started talking to me about contrary wind, but that the winds of change that have come from heaven itself, sweeping across this nation, sweeping through our government system, sweeping through local government and federal government. There isn't a branch of government, local or federal, on the local level, the state level, the federal level, that is going to be untouched, unmoved by these winds of change. And yes, the enemy is huffing and puffing and blowing with everything he's got, stirring up some contrary wind, but his contrary wind is no match for the winds of change that have come from the very breath of God. Listen to what I'm saying. Hear the word of the Lord. There is no contrary wind that is stirred up by the enemy that is any match for the winds of change that have come from the very breath of God himself. The changes that have been started, that have begun, will be fully implemented. You can count on it. This is the promise of the Lord. So receive it. Let your heart be at rest. Set your mind at ease. You can trust Him. Don't be distracted by the contrary winds. They're no match. They're no match. All right. Share this, please.